Hello everyone. Title of this video is You Can't Put In What God's Left Out. Now back in 1982, there was a film that won the Academy Award, Best Picture. It was called Chariots of Fire. It was based on a true story, based on the 1924 Olympics that took place in Paris, France. There were these two runners, one from England and one from Scotland. Eric Liddell, Liddell, and Harold Abrahams. He was from England, all right? And they were both of them obsessed with winning a gold medal. Well, who isn't when you go to the Olympics, right? And Harold, what he did is he hired a private coach. He tried to. And he hired him. And he says to the coach, listen, I want to win a gold medal. I'm fast, but I can't get it without your help. And the coach looks at him and says, listen, I'll observe you, I'll watch you, and if I think that you can get that medal that's hanging there, be for both of us, I'll be there for you. But he says, the coach, you can't put in what God's left out. Understand that? I could just do so much. Okay. Now, consider that. All right. Now, when I was on sabbatical from teaching, I went to Kingsborough Community College, which is in Brooklyn. And they had a terrific tennis coach there, Barry Goldsmith. In fact, I took some courses. He was teaching tennis. And it was good. Over the years, his teams did very well. But there was one year, 1998, they won it all. The national championship for junior colleges. And you know, he was very modest. People said, oh, congratulations, wow, terrific job. I said, whoa. I'm the same guy that I was for years. The difference is the players, okay? And where did these players come from? They came from Coney Island, Brighton Beach. Where did they come from before that? Russia. These kids were on national teams, juniors. So they wiped out the competition, all right? You can't put in what God's left out. Third scenario. When I was in high school, I was on a handball team. Now, this is not Olympic handball where it's sort of like a lacrosse, you're throwing it into a net. No, against the wall. We had a guy, Kenny, I don't recall his last name. He got into the Professional Handball Hall of Fame, which I believe is in Arizona. He wiped everybody out, okay? We had a good coach, but Kenny came prepared. And there was another person on that team. That was me. I'm not bragging. And what happened was my matches, and we won the city championship final year as seniors, totally undefeated. I won my matches before I even got on the court. You know how? I psyched out the opposition. I just happened to be a God-given talent, ambidextrous. I belt the ball with the left hand, I belt it with the right hand. That was it. They were done. How could we compete with this guy? So we won. All right. You can't put in what God's left out. I mean, I'm a little crazy with my hands. I eat with my right, and I throw with my left. I bat with my right. I bowl with my left. It's really, but when it came to handball, everything was perfect. Okay, finally, let's look at New Hope Soulberry. All right, the kids in New Hope Soulberry. I'm going to mention about 10 teams. Tell me what they all have in common. You ready? First, the indoor teams. Boys basketball, girls volleyball, boys wrestling. We don't have it anymore, but I'm still using that. Outside, we have co-ed track, co-ed cross country, all right? Boys tennis, girls tennis. Boys baseball and girls softball. What do they all have in common? And, of course, we have golf. We have golf. Well, we can't use them. I'll give you a reason why in a few moments. What do they all have in common? They all play on the same field, meaning the basketball players. What are they playing here? Well, out in Washington, D.C. or Washington State, it's the same. If you saw the movie The Hoosiers, the team, small town team, they come into the gym, and they're like, wow, it's 14,000 for the state championship. Coach says to one of them, you, stand on his shoulders. The distance from the rim to the floor, what'd you get? I got 10 feet. What's the distance from the foul line to underneath? I think it's 11 feet. I think you'll find the same measurements back in our little town. Okay, it's the same. So what's the difference? All right. You think putting a turf field, because there's talk about that, that's going to make a difference? No. Listen to this. We have the best coaches. In fact, the baseball coach and the softball coach, they never got very far in the playoffs. But you know what? They're both former major leaguers. They were there for a while, but they made it to the top. We have a lacrosse coach, the National Olympic lacrosse team. Not bad, huh? Terrific. We have a field hockey coach. I believe she was either one for sure, maybe two, NCAA Division I. Look, field hockey. So these coaches bring motivation. They're winners, and they can instill it up to a point. See, that's what I'm saying. So the idea that, we'll get a turf field and automatically we're going to win a state champ. No. And by the way, the boys soccer team, no turf field, regular dirt field, Mother Earth. 2 state championships. And you know why we won 2 state championships? We had a bunch of terrific players, but we had one that was really outstanding. National under 18. Okay? And we won 2. He was a freshman and a sophomore. We won it. Guess what happened in the junior and the senior? We lost in the semifinals. And who do you think was on the team that beat us and won the championship? A kid that was on, he was also on that national team. All right? It's just that they had better players after the top 2. Okay? And, by the way, way back, I don't know, 2009, we went to the finals in soccer. We lost in the finals, but we had a guy that was on the first team All-State. All right? And recently, we did terrific. All right? Lost in the finals. The key thing is, you can't put in what God's left out. All right? Now, I'll tell you, there are rumors that there are people that want to give money to build a field. What do you call it? An artificial turf field. I'll tell you what they should do with that money. You want to listen? What they should do is take out a lawsuit against the PIAA, the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association, because they forcibly have public schools, which have geographic boundaries, to play the religious schools. I have nothing against the religious schools, but they have an unfair advantage. They're able to recruit. They do give scholarships for academics. Right. All right. And that's what you have to do. There are 34 people, 32 people, the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic, sue them. Try it. In fact, I'll tell you what. If they start a lawsuit, I will give you one Benjamin. I promise you one Benjamin to help. That's not much, but it's something. All right? All right. You can't put in what God's left out. And that's the way you do it. That's it.